Hi, my name is Jenna Bartok, or you can call me Scrooge. Today, we will be discussing the history and the future of international transportation. Transportation used to be a long process where it could take months for a shipment to be manufactured and arrive, but with 3D printing, international transportation and supply chain management will completely change. Offshoring used to be an efficient way to produce merchandise, but with 3D printing, we expect nearshoring and reshoring to become increasingly popular due to rising labor rates overseas and changing political climates. 3D printing will allow consumers to get their products within minutes, therefore decreasing lead times and expelling inventory stockouts. With 3D printing, inventory holding costs and stockouts will disappear because merchandise will be made specifically for one customer. Brands such as Adidas, Continuum, Pez, Ron Arab, and New Balance have already started experimenting with 3D printing, and we expect even more brands to start printing in the future. Let's take a trip down memory lane with Emily to see what international logistics in the apparel industry looked like before 3D printing.
Hey there, come take a walk with me down memory lane to see how the apparel industry affected supply chains in the past, before 3D printing. First, I will walk you through the long and daunting process of manufacturing and shipping clothing. You see, back in my day, before 3D printers existed, production could take up to 4 months. It is important not to go at a fast pace because things are constantly changing and we all want quality products, which takes time. Step 1 is to provide the manufacturer with the full design details, which include measurements, fabrics, and printing techniques. Here is where the manufacturer provides you with production cost quotes, which can and should be negotiated. Step 2 is sourcing all of the materials, fabrics, and accessories. This is where you choose to service in-house or overseas. Step 3 is to have your patterns and samples made. The cost of this process can get pretty high. Step 4 is reviewing the samples, which could take some time if corrections need to be made. Step 5 is preparing for mass manufacturing, which can include ordering all the fabrics and materials, hot wash or pre-shrinking, screen printing, adding accessories, swing tags, and sizing labels. All of these preparations can add a lot of time to production. Step 6 is mass manufacturing and quality control, which can take up to 3 months. The final step is shipping. Shipments will arrive in about 4 to 10 days, depending on the delivery location and method. If you are manufacturing large quantities that require shipping by sea, this delivery method will take 2 to 3 months. As you can see, times before 3D printing were very difficult. There are a lot of touch points between providing the manufacturer with the detailed design all the way up to finally shipping the product. This means a lot of room for error as well as high costs with every touch point. Without 3D printers, the manufacturing process can be lengthy. You have to be prepared to devote time to making quality products. And also know that with quality comes cost. Many places cannot compete with pricing of places like China, India, or Vietnam. Sourcing internationally might not be as prevalent when 3D printers come into the mix.
Thanks, Emily. In the present, 3D printing is revolutionizing the international logistics and apparel industries. Let's see what Taylor has to say about it.
Hello everyone, my name is Taylor Hunt, and I'm going to take you on a journey through the aspects of 3D printing in the present that you may not have known existed. As Jenna mentioned in the beginning, 3D printing is revolutionizing the apparel industry. Brands like New Balance and Adidas, Ron Arab with sunglasses, Continuum with bikinis, and even Pez have accepted the challenges that come with 3D printing and are standing out amongst their competitors because of it. Now let's have a look at some of the ways 3D printing is revolutionizing the global sourcing climate. In the past, suppliers might have shipped their products with extra inventory to cover any damage or loss, but with 3D printing, there is less of a need for that extra inventory. If a set of items arrives missing a button, the supplier doesn't have to ship in an entirely new package with extra buttons because the buyer can 3D print them. This directly impacts international logistics because the lead time is usually longer than with domestic sourcing, which means that there are more opportunities for loss and/or damage. Also, because the extra inventory doesn't need to be included in the shipment, there is a lower total transportation cost. Another impact of 3D printing is on lead time. A huge risk of international sourcing is the uncertainty that comes with the extended lead time and medium reliability of cargo ships. These ships could hit rough weather or navigate incorrectly, and the entire lead time prediction would be thrown off. On the contrary, 3D printing provides a clearly defined lead time. As long as there are no major interruptions when 3D printing products, the company utilizing the technology has a fairly sound lead time approximation. Finally, cheaper labor costs were a main factor in many firms' decision to globally source. With 3D printing, there are far fewer labor aspects involved, decreasing the need and desire to globally source simply because labor is cheaper in countries like China. This, coupled with high uncertainty and long lead times, is a driving force behind the trend leaning towards nearshoring. 3D printing has also played a large role in this process. Thank you for stopping by to smell the supply chain flowers with me during your visit here to the present, but I better send you on your way. Adios!
Thanks, Taylor. Finally, we'll meet up with Alexa to see what the future holds for 3D printing and international logistics.
Welcome. My name is Alexa Messman, and I'm going to blast you to the future on an excursion that will blow your mind on what the future apparel industry will look like. Taylor and Jenna previously discussed how 3D printing has developed at an immersed speed. Now we're going to look at why nearshoring and reshoring has increased, how measurement databases can create your own customizable outfits like this shirt I made 2 minutes ago, and legal issues involved.
The apparel world is evolving quickly. Measurement databases are predicted to be the next fashionable and attractive luxury item to own. Configuring your own designable outfits based on specific measurements and pieces of clothing to your own design and the perfect size. This will cause nearshoring and reshoring to increase because of increasing labor rates overseas and political climates. Transportation costs would be inexistent if clothing is made in your own home, but the purchase of this luxury item would still have transportation costs incurred. In 2050, it is projected that people will recycle old clothing articles to make new pieces and outfits within your own home. Obviously, this can affect various components of a business and will completely restructure the apparel industry and will have a dramatic effect on local boutiques and stores. The benefit to recycling old clothing would help the environment, although you may only be able to wear those articles for 1 to 2 years. These new projections will have to deal with various legal issues involving trademarks, patents, etc., and taking into consideration the international laws and treaties. These legal issues can be from designers, retail stores, local stores, and more.
We hope you enjoyed meeting the supply chain ghosts of past, present, and future. I'll see you in 2050.